Hi, my name's Lee Bradley from Check Point Software Technologies, and I'm here today to show you in this short video how easy it is to onboard an account into CloudGuard Dome9. So you can see here that I'm currently logged into AWS, and I'm also logged into CloudGuard Dome9. CloudGuard Dome9 is a public cloud security posture management tool. So in essence, it provides me with visibility of my public cloud accounts and allows me to assess my security posture, and Dome9 points out security issues, as well as allowing me to run compliance reports and just check the general state of how I want my security posture to be in public cloud. So that is in essence what the tool is for. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to onboard an account. We support Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud Platform, and you should see here on the screen currently, you can see that I've got nothing onboarded at the moment. But if I move over to AWS, I've got a few resources in this demonstration account running. So I've got a few instances, micro instances, that things like web servers, and I've got an application server, monitoring server, another database, and I want to show you how once we've onboarded the account, that then provides Dome9 with the appropriate permissions to then be able to pull all this information from AWS and display it in CloudGuard Dome9, so that I can then do things like report on it, and also set up compliance rule sets to make sure that certain areas of my public cloud are in compliance, and then I can start and do funky things like configure automated cloud bots. So if something does go out of compliance, then that automated cloud bot can take action to rectify that in an automated fashion. But we're just going to start nice and easy. I'm going to onboard this AWS account into CloudGuard Dome9. And the way to do that is, if I just look at my cloud accounts, I'll probably see that I've got absolutely nothing. And in order to get started, I can either onboard a Google account or Amazon or Azure. So I'm going to get started with Amazon AWS. And there are two operation modes. One is essentially read-only, the other one is read-write. In the full read-write mode, Dome9 can be used to actively manage your security posture, so that I can do things that require a write access back to the assets in public cloud. But for the purposes of this demo video, I'm just going to show you how you can configure an account in read-only mode, which will give me the ability to do things like run compliance reports, get alerts, and that kind of thing, without needing to have any write access back to my public cloud platform. So I'm just going to hit this get started button, and now what I need to do is prepare an identity and access management role and policy for Dome9, so that it can access the details in my AWS account. So it's telling me to log on to my AWS account, which I already am, and to create a policy, and to copy and paste in this policy document here, which provides the necessary details for CloudGuard Dome9 to kind of do its thing. So I'm just going to copy that to the clipboard, and then I'm going to go over to AWS and create this IAM policy. Just going to paste in the contents of that policy to here, and then give it a name, which is Dome9 read-only policy. That's the policy created, and now what I need to do is tie that to a role. So back over at the CloudGuard Dome9 window, I've created my policy using the policy document, and now I need to create an identity and access management role, so that Dome9 can access the assets and resources in AWS. And what I'm looking at obtaining is essentially the role ARN, or the Amazon resource name from AWS. So going through this procedure will give me the role ARN, which I'll then be able to paste in here, and that will close the loop and the account will then be onboarded. So now what I need to do is take this account ID and go over to AWS and create a role with role type another AWS account. And I'm also going to require an external ID, so when I choose my role type, I'm going to pick another AWS account, paste in that account ID, and then also select this checkbox that says requires external ID. So now I have the external ID to paste in. I'm not going to use multi-factor authentication, and then the next part is just to give the relevant permissions to the account, the IAM role for Dome9. This is all going to be read-only, so there's only 3 permissions that I need to give it. One is the security audit permission, the other one is Amazon Inspector read-only access, and then the other one is, the final one is the Dome9 read-only policy that we created in the first instance. And I can search for those here, so I'm just going to type in security audit and select that, and then Amazon Inspector read-only access, and then finally the Dome9 read-only policy. I'll give the role a name, so Dome9 Connect. I'm going to say Dome9 AWS read-only access. Create that role, and you can see that now here. I've got a role name Dome9 Connect, and if I click into here, you can now see that I can see the role ARN, or the Amazon resource name, and it's that part that I now need to copy to the clipboard and paste into this section here. I'm just going to call this Dome9 AWS read-only access. Then click finish, and that should hook up my AWS account into Dome9, and I should be able to see the resources and the assets in my AWS account appear in Dome9, and then I'll be able to run compliance reports, create rule sets, and do all sorts of other funky stuff. So there you can see it, my AWS account is now onboarded to Dome9. If I click this box that says manage my account, you can see straight away that it's already started to pull in resources. I've got Frankfurt and I've got 13 online instances, which is correct. If I look at my EC2 instances, if I look at my running instances, I've got 13 here. Just, you know, if I look for Web App 1 into protected assets, I can see my my Web App 1, Web App 2, my MongoDB, and that is looking like my assets have been pulled in already. And I can see things like the public IP, private IP, and now of course I'm free to do things like run reports and create rule sets. And CloudGuard Dome9 supports multiple cloud accounts, so if I wanted to see an overview and I wanted to check in a Microsoft Azure account or a Google Cloud Platform account, then they would appear here. You can have multiple accounts because it is a multi-cloud platform tool. Hope that explains everything quite simply. It's pretty much the same process if you want to add an account for read and write access, but just to show you how easy it is to onboard an account, that's all there is to it.